Hi, this is Drew Larson with RepBam.com. Today we're going to take a look at how to convert an image into a JPEG file so that it can be imported into Saxo. As you probably know, Porter's images on the remote terminal server, which you should have on your desktop, the program only accepts JPEG image files. Let's start by looking at an example. This is a file. This is actually a PDF of a page, of a Republican American page. I'm going to show you how to convert it from a PDF into a JPEG. So notice file name extension is .pdf. I'm going to right-click on it and hit Properties, and that's going to tell me that the type of file is Adobe Acrobat document. Because that doesn't say JPEG, it means we need to convert it. Let's say a comparison, here is a JPEG file, a picture of a car fire, and I'm going to right-click on it and choose Properties, and you'll notice that the type of file is JPEG. That tells us that it is a JPEG and it will be acceptable. Obviously, .pdf, we have to convert it. So I'm going to right-click, then click on Open With, and I'm going to choose Photoshop CS2. It'll take a second to open. Now, it's 2 pages, so I'm just going to select the first page. And I'm going to maximize the screen so I can see what I'm looking at. Okay, let's say I wanted to create a JPEG image of just this article, Shelter Has No Permit. I'm going to make sure that the selection tool, the rectangular marquee tool actually, is selected. I'm going to draw a rectangle around the image that I want to create. And if you're not happy with your selection, you can of course make changes. Now we're going to go to Image, and we're going to select Crop. There we go, and if you want to see the actual size of the image, you can go to View, choose Actual Pixels. This is the size of the image as it will appear in the JPEG. Now we're going to go to File, Save As, and I'm going to change the format from a PSD file, and I'm going to change it to JPEG. And I'm just going to save that on my desktop. Okay. And now the file is saved as a JPEG. We can check it out. Here it is. We double click on it. It's going to open up. And voila. A JPEG image. Let's take another example. Here's a PNG file. This is an image type that can have a transparent background. I'm going to follow the same steps. Open with, and right click, open with Adobe Photoshop. This you can ignore, hit OK. And notice that there are these little gray boxes in the background. That tells you that the background is transparent. So we're going to convert it to JPEG, File, Save As. Notice here the format says .png. I change that to JPEG, and you can name it whatever you want. It's just an example, so I'm not going to change it. Hit Save, OK, minimize. Now there's a file on the desktop called Open It Up. Looks exactly the same, but again, it's not a transparent background. And then you could put it into Reporter's Images program on Redpath.